It held the key to the planet's origins. Captain Vorak was overcome with amazement and astonishment upon realizing that Earth was more than simply a planet. It was a living, breathing being that protected life in a world beset by death and devastation. And as Captain Vorak looked up at the stars, he realized that the secret of Earth's actual nature was something that had to be kept hidden at all costs, since it contained the secret to the survival of not only mankind but all life on Earth. However, a shadow that threatened to once again blanket Earth in darkness swept across the landscape, even as Captain Vorak and his team celebrated their discovery. Because there was a power unlike any the Xerathians had ever faced hidden in the depths of space, hidden from prying eyes, a force intent on disaster and doom. This evil group, led by the cunning warlord Zorak, aimed to conquer Earth, destroy its wealth, and enslave its people in the name of dominance and power. And they would do whatever it took to fulfill their evil plans, even if it meant destroying the entire globe. As Captain Vorak and his crew raced to warn Earth's leaders of the impending threat, they were disappointed and scorned. "You expect us to believe that aliens are coming to invade our planet," scoffed the human president, his voice laced with contempt. "This is nothing but a fantasy, a figment of your imagination." But Captain Vorak refused to be deterred. He knew that time was running out, that Earth stood on the brink of annihilation, and that only by standing together could they hope to defeat this new and terrible enemy. Thus, to gather assistance from Earth's allies, Captain Vorak and his crew set out to visit each continent in search of allies who would be prepared to oppose the forces of evil. They came across heroes of all stripes along the road, including valiant fighters, astute strategists, and knowledgeable intellectuals, all willing to assist in the struggle against slavery. However, Captain Vorak knew that success was far from certain as they prepared themselves for the impending conflict. Because of the enormous and strong armies arranged against them, their numbers appeared limitless and their desire for conquest was boundless. Thus, with Earth's future in danger, Captain Vorak and his friends were ready to take a stand and protect their home, the planet, and their way of life from the darkness that would soon destroy them all. Captain Vorak and his comrades prepared for combat as the evil armies approached Earth. The clash of steel and thunder boomed across the country, from the sky above to the streets below, as warriors from all over the world battled side by side against the invading darkness. Earth's defenders and their Xerathian allies were up against the ruthless invaders led by warlord Zorak, and the battle raged on with a ferocity and intensity that left the skies on fire with the trails of burning starships engaged in conflicts and the soldiers involved in a desperate fight for survival. At the center of the conflict was Captain Vorak, who led a daring charge against the enemy lines, his blade flashing in the sunlight as he dispatched foe after foe, and alongside him fought Earth's bravest warriors, their determination unwavering in the face of overwhelming odds. However, Captain Vorak realized victory would not come easily as the fight continued. With reinforcements arriving from throughout the galaxy, the forces of evil appeared to have no limits. The defenders' endurance was weakening as time went on, and they were losing ground to the continuous attack. Captain Vorak called on his Xerathian allies to unleash their most potent weaponry, including energy cannons, plasma rifles, and terrible war robots that could destroy entire cities in a desperate attempt to shift the tide of the conflict. The weapons of war ripped through the opposing ranks, killing them mercilessly, and the air sparkled with lightning. However, warlord Zorak released a weapon of terrible destruction, a planet killer that could wipe out whole worlds with a single blast, even as the defenders gained ground. Captain Vorak gazed in anxiety as the enormous weapon charged its deadly payload, posing a danger of turning Earth into a burning wasteland. Captain Vorak realized that they needed to move quickly since time was running out and the fate of Earth was at stake. In a last-ditch effort to neutralize the terrifying weapon before it could discharge its lethal payload, he bravely led a daring attack against the planet killer, avoiding hostile fire and facing death itself. As the conflict approached the end, Captain Vorak and his friends fought with unparalleled intensity, their determination courageous in the face of overwhelming odds. They were able to disable the planet killer with one more devastating hit, which sent shockwaves through the opposing ranks and shifted the balance of the battle in their favor. However, the price of triumph was high. Many lives were lost, once thriving cities were destroyed, and war wounds were imprinted in every aspect of the planet. With a sad heart, Captain Vorak studied the battlefield as the dust settled and the sounds of war faded into calm, knowing that the conflict was far from done. Even as they celebrated their hard-fought victory, Captain Vorak and his friends understood that the forces of evil would not stop until the Earth was destroyed. Thus, they made the serious commitment to carry on the struggle to protect their planet, their home, and their way of life from anybody who would want to destroy it. Captain Vorak realized that the fight for Earth was far from over as the sun set on the blood-stained battlefield, casting long shadows across the ruined surface. Nevertheless, they would resist the darkness with bravery, tenacity, and firm determination, determined to defend their home at all costs.